Right? The Lord is from above. And he told that to the Pharisees. Read on.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh.
The what?
The lust of the flesh.
And we was going into this earlier, man. It's nothing but the lust of the flesh in America. Right? The women all out of order. No clothes on. Right? Trying to seduce men. Read on.
And the lust of the eyes.
Hey, sister, do you know your heritage? Your nationality? Sister on the bike. Read on.
And the pride of life.
And the what?
And the pride of life.
And the what?
And the pride of life.
Why? Because you Americans are prideful. Are you a prideful as an American man? He said what? You're Polish. Well, you're still an Edomite. Right to God.
That's right.
Right? And y'all prideful, man. You know what?
And the world passes away.
And the what?
And the world passes away.
Hey, this world passeth away. You know what?
But the lust thereof, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
But what?
But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
Right, so if you keep the commandments, right, the precepts, the ordinances, the Lord say you're going to abide forever, man. Right. But this world, this passes away. The lust, it passes away. Right, the pride of life, all of that stuff passes away. How y'all doing? Y'all know y'all nationality, y'all ethnicity. What would y'all say? Give me 2 minutes to learn something. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
It's very important. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's all we ask.
2 minutes. Y'all gonna get to where y'all going anyway.
Right? That's our people, man. Bring this up.
This book of Romans, chapter 12, and verse 2.
Yeah.
And be not conformed to this world.
What God say?
And be not conformed to this world.
Why as we study reading in the Bible, don't be conformed to this world? Because a lot of Israelites, they conform to America.
All right.
They like it here. They love it here. They get to kick back with their feet up and buy everything they want. You know what's the flesh. You know what? Hey, sisters.
I got 2 minutes to God.
Y'all know y'all nationality?
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
But do what?
But be transformed by the renewing of your
What
mind.
we gotta do?
But be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
So God said you gotta transform your mind, man. In order for you to make it, you gotta change your mind. A lot of men and women, their mind is polluted, man. They thinking about vanity right now. They thinking how to please the flesh. You got Jake right now. Oh yeah, man. The boys play tonight. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Right? Let me pull out the ground beef, and I'm gonna have a couple of women coming over. So these people, their minds is bad, man. Right? Give me Psalm 14:1. Right? Nobody's mind is focused on the Lord, man. Nobody's thinking how to serve the Lord, how to go in a fast. You ask the average man, you know, are you thinking about how to pray? He don't know what to say, man. So people, their mind is corrupted. You know what?
That ye may prove what is that good.
They may what?
That ye may prove what is that
Good.
Because if you don't have a good mind, how you gonna prove that which is good, man? Right? You might say this is good, which is not, but you might think that. You gotta come back to these commandments, man. You gotta come back to these laws. You know what?
and acceptable and perfect will of God.
Right, that's it on that. Read this up.
Book of Psalms, chapter 14 and verse 1.
How y'all doing, sisters? I got a question for y'all. Do y'all know y'all heritage before 1619? That's the question of the day. So, do y'all know y'all heritage prior to 1619? Not in great detail. Okay. What would you say? Okay. What's y'all nationality? What would y'all identify yourself today? Now, we got some good news, man. Right? And some bad news. The term African American was just invented in the 1980s.
Right.
I'm pretty sure y'all got parents that was born before the 1980s. So they will be older than their nationality. Reverend Jesse Jackson, he created that term to put on you. On our people. Then it got changed for black. Are we black people?
Well,
What color is this brother skin? Brown. Y'all look like brown to me. Y'all don't look like this jacket.
Right.
So why, as a nation of people, why do we call ourselves black?
That's just
How they programmed us? Okay.
Yeah, everything just, like, it just comes natural now because they start putting it in this.
Okay.
So, even the term minority, I don't think we're minority
That's right.
because if you compare us and every other race that's not white, we're considered like they don't.
That's right. That's right. Now, do y'all believe in the Bible?
Some part.
Certain parts. That's the whole thing. All right, Lord willing, we can make y'all believe stronger.
Right.
Exactly what you just said is in the Bible. We could go into the Bible and we could find it out. Like, if we do one important. All right? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 14. And give me Job chapter 19.
I'm gonna hold this camera.
I'll go to school.
The water camera.
Y'all finished? What's the book out? You said what? Sugarloaf? Okay. Y'all would never find this out at y'all universities that y'all went to. Y'all won't learn this in church. Only thing they gonna do in church is shuck and jive and pass the offering around in the collection plate. Y'all would never learn this because this is the world's biggest kept secret. Now bring this up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 2.
Yeah.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord, thy God.
Now it said that Israelites are a holy people unto the Lord thy God. That's what we're here to tell you. If you see yourself on the sign, according to your father, you will be an Israelite. God shows the people. Right? You wouldn't be black. You wouldn't be a nigga, African American. Right? A top. Right? What they say, bop. You are none of these terms that the so-called white man and the other nations have placed upon you. Read on.
And the Lord had chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself,
Right?
above all the nations that are upon the earth.
Now we equal.
Above all the nations that are upon the earth.
Read it again.
That are above all the nations that are upon the earth.
So God said the Israelites are above all nations upon the earth. That's what you just said. We can't be minorities because everything we do, we dominate. Right? You're better than the so-called white woman. You probably dress better than her. You're smarter than her. I'm pretty sure you could cook better than her. They don't even season their meat. So how can we be equal? Is everybody in the world equal? Why do you think they say we equal?
They say we're equal to get us in this comfortable state of mind so we won't never have to question it.
Exactly. They tell you that you equal so you wouldn't have to question it. But we know damn well we not equal, man. I'm not equal to a Chinese. I'm better than a Chinese.
That's right.
Right? Put me in the ring with a Chinese man and he's finished, man. Right? The first round, he's done. So God is saying this to the Israelites. God is not talking to black people. He's not talking to African Americans. He's not talking to Afro Americans. He's talking to the Israelites. Done. Now give me what yeah, give me Jeremiah. Give me Job 9 to 24. All right, so Job 9 to 24. We're gonna show y'all something. Job chapter 9 to 24. Job, before it's Job chapter 9.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24.
Right.
The earth is given unto the hand of the wicked.
What God said?
The earth is given to the hand of the wicked.
So God said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. What nation of people are on the earth right now? What race?
Say what?
He said, what race of people are on the earth? Did a Chinese man run the earth right now? You said no? You said what?
If we're talking about what you said back then, you don't know.
We talk about like 2022.
A white man.
You said what?
It's a white man. It's a white man.
The white man, that's right. But God said the wicked man. So according to the Bible, no such thing as a white man. Nobody is the color of this poster right here, right? Nobody's actually that color. They're different shades of red. So America, even their own people have been indoctrinated with lies. God said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Read on. Read on.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
He what?
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
So God says the so-called white man, the wicked, he covers the faces of the judges. Guess who is the greatest judge of all time? Right? If I would ask which one is Jesus, then y'all would have to point it out which one y'all would y'all point to. Y'all could be honest.
There's no Moses taught, so it would be the one right.
Okay. But what does God say Jesus is like? Okay, we're going to show y'all. Give me Revelation chapter 1 and 14.
No.
And give me Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5. And that's why we have to come back to the Bible, right? We always want to try to go back to history. We want to go to try to just do our own thing. But this Bible is true, man. Right? Why do you think they didn't want the slaves to read the Bible? When you start reading the Bible, you would get lynched on the Why? Because your history is all through this book. Right? The white man, it's impossible for a white man to write the Bible. The Bible says the white man going into slavery. Why? Because he put y'all people in slavery. And that's justice. Now bring this up.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14.
No.
His heads and his hair were white like wool.
What God said?
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So it said Christ, he had white woolly hair. This man right here, that man got stringy hair, brown hair. You know what?
As white as snow.
Now what people on the earth have woolly hair? Woolly textured hair. Exactly. You know what?
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Right? He had red eyes. You know what?
And his feet like unto fine brass.
And his what?
And
his feet
like
unto
it's a fine brass.
Now the feet that when you take your shoes off from a long day at work or whatever, your feet the same color as the rest of your body, right? It might be a little bit lighter. Now I said Christ's feet was like brass. What color is brass? You said what? Brown. That's right. You know what? It gets deeper though. You know what?
As if they burned in a furnace.
Like what?
As if they burned in a furnace.
Read it again.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So it say Jesus Christ was so dark it looked like he got burnt in a furnace. So who is this man right here? Y'all know? You said what? You said Jewish pastor? Okay. Well, this is an actual man by the name of Caesar Borgia, right? He was the son of Pope Alexander VI. Y'all know who Leonardo da Vinci is? He painted the Mona Lisa. He actually painted this man. He was a homosexual. And he was in love with Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci painted him out. And now he's set up as a god.
Madness.
Why they keep submit to y'all, for y'all to make sure that when y'all look at this, y'all can think the white man is God. And you can forgive him from everything he has put your people. But why, hey, now we coming back to the truth, man. Give me John chapter 8:32.
No.
We coming back to the truth. Right? Like we said, hey, you're not gonna learn this in Tougaloo University, Yale University, Harvard University, Oxford. Right? Because this is the world's biggest kept secret. And it's our job to come out here and tell our people the truth and get them to repent. Because America's finna be destroyed. All right? Y'all know y'all living in the end of the world, right? And you can see it, man. I mean, the days is going by faster. But bring this out.
No.
It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32.
Yeah.
And ye shall know the truth.
And what?
And ye shall know the truth.
What God said?
And ye shall know the truth.
God said you shall know the truth. And what?
And the truth shall set you free.
And what?
And the truth shall set you free.
And the truth shall make you free. How is it going to make you free mentally? The so-called white man, he didn't literally, he could have just killed us all.
Right.
But he didn't do that. He played with your mind. It's called psychological warfare. If he could destroy your mind, guess what? For generation and generation, you would still be mentally destroyed.
Right.
So I asked y'all at first what's y'all nationality. Now what would y'all say? What would y'all call yourself? Not what the white man called us. Or the Chinese man.
T-Chuck.
You said you gotta say it louder. That's
Ah,
right. Israelites.
right.
We can't be black. What else they call us? Yeah, niggas. Negro, man.
Monkeys.
Yeah, monkeys.
Man.
Porsche
Yes, man.
American. Okay.
T-Chuck.
Okay. Well, we're going to show y'all something. Give me Numbers chapter 1 and 18.
T-Chuck.
And give me Ezra chapter 2 and 59. Now, according to the Bible, and according to history and science as well, it goes by your father. Right? So whatever your father is, you know, that is what you will be. Y'all can come look at his son. Whatever your father will be, you know, it is what it is. So if y'all see yourself according to y'all father, whether he's a Native American, he's so-called African American, you said the Taino Indians, they go back to the Puerto Rico. So whatever your father is, you know, that was you would be.
Okay, Con.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18.
Yo.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees.
And they what?
And they declared their pedigrees.
Y'all know what a pedigree is? Pedigree is your lineage. Right? Your city out.
After their families by the house of their fathers.
By the what?
By the house of their fathers.
No, it's by the mom.
By the house of their fathers.
So a lot of our people are mixed because due to slavery, you know, we will be, you know, our women will get raped. Right. But the Bible actually says it goes according to your father. Because a man has something in him called sperm, what is also known as a seed. Right? And woman, they refer to wherever you plant that seed at, it don't matter where, it will always come up whatever that seed is. That's like me, if I plant an apple seed in that soil right there, what would I get? An apple tree. What if I planted it all the way in Asia? I still get an apple tree. So it goes by your seed, according to your father. So whatever your father is, you know, that was you would be like.
Book of Ezra, chapter 2, verse 59.
T-Chuck.
And these were they which went up from Telmalah to Shosha, Cherub, Adan, and Emer.
Right?
But they cannot show their father's house.
So what?
But they cannot show their father's house.
So in the ancient world, these men, they said, hey, in the ancient world, we would ask certain people, who's your father? You know what?
And their seed, whether they were of Israel.
Whether what?
Whether they were of Israel.
See that? So this man asked you, he was like, hey, are you an Israelite? He said, yeah, I'm an Israelite.
Hey.
But he said, show your father's house. So he can show it, therefore, hey, we don't know if you're an Israelite. So whatever you, like I said, whatever your father is, that is exactly what you will be. So where y'all see yourself at? Where see your father? Ephraim. Right? I would have never.
She said Ephraim?
Yeah.
Damn, all praises.
Where you see your sister? Say where at? Gad.
All praises.
Book of Hosea, chapter 7 and verse 8.
No.
Ephraim is Ephraim. He has mixed himself among the people.
Read that again.
Ephraim. He had mixed himself among the people.
Right, so Ephraim is the so-called Puerto Rican. You've been down there to Puerto Rico? Nah. Well, if you go down there, right, we're going to read on.
Ephraim is a cake not turned.
He is what?
Ephraim is a cake not turned.
Now, what it means by Ephraim is a cake not turned. If you go down to Puerto Rico, let's say if you have a pancake on the stove, right? You got one side is cooking, but you didn't flip it over yet. So one side will be light, the other will be dark. If you go down to Puerto Rico, you got Puerto Ricans that look like us, light skin. Then you got Puerto Ricans that look like this brother's color.
Right.
Like y'all. So that's a future prophecy, knowing that the so-called Ephraimites, it will be the Puerto Ricans, Israelites. So I would have never known. All right. But now that we know we Israelites, what do y'all think we have to do? Is that just the end all be all? We just Israelites. That's it. What y'all say people have to do? That's fair, right? So,
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12.
Go.
And now Israel.
and now what?
And now Israel.
Right now that you learned you're an Israelite, princess, you know,
What doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
because God requires something of you. You can't say I'm a princess, and you know you just all out in the streets. It's 12 o'clock at night. You with 5 men, and y'all all drinking and drunk.
Mad.
A princess wouldn't do that. I can't say I'm a king and I'm down doing God knows what, right? God requires something of you, you know,
But to fear the Lord thy God,
right?
to walk in all his ways, and to love him,
You know,
and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul,
right?
to keep the commandments of the Lord.
To do what?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
What we gotta do?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
I'll be niggas.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
Get drunk.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
Smoke weed.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
Party.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
So what do we gotta do? That's right. Keep the commandments of God. Now, one of the commandments, give me Leviticus 19 and 17.
Teach y'all.
We're going to show y'all something. Leviticus 19 and 17. It says black people, let's say we were black people. What is our heritage? A heritage consists of a land, a language, right? Customs. As black people, let's say if we were black people, what would be our heritage? Would it be sagging our pants? Wearing Christian Dior? What JV wearing? Do-rag on his head?
Yeah. Some Balenciaga shoes.
Yeah. What would y'all say? What is our language as black people? It can't be English. That's the language of the white man. He forced English on us.
All right.
Where's our homeland? Is it the Bronx? You from Chicago? Huh? Where you from? Oh, you was born in Chicago, where at? South side? Well, we not from there, sister. And so this is how we know as the Israelites, they got a whole heritage.
Right.
Our heritage, I'm going to show you. Give me Sirach chapter 2.
Bring it out, King.
Bring us out this one.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17.
Go.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
What God say?
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
One of the commandments is not to hate thy brother in thy heart. That goes for sisters as well. You know what?
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Now, if we loved our own people, would there be black and black crime? No. If we loved our own nation amongst our women, you know, our women wouldn't even be fighting each other. I'm pretty sure you've seen them fights at school. Somebody gets their tracks pulled out. Them tracks all the way on the other side.
On the train tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. We wouldn't be doing it if we just loved our own people.
Right.
If we just stopped loving the white man, the Chinese man, the other nations, and loved our own people, we wouldn't have this amongst our people.
Right.
That's why we got to come back to the commandments. This is why the commandments is very important, because it's going to get us established as a nation. All right? Now bring this out.
Book of Sirach, chapter 24, verse 23.
Bring it out.
All these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High God,
All right?
even the law which Moses commanded for inheritance.
For a what?
For heritage.
We Sirach chapter 17 and 11.
Teach y'all.
Unto the congregations of Jacob.
Unto the what?
Unto the congregation of Jacob.
See, that's what the Lord gave us a heritage. Unto the congregation of Jacob.
Right.
And Israel. All right? Bring this up. Sirach 17.
This book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 11.
Yo.
Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for inheritance.
The what?
And the law of life for inheritance.
So this law is our heritage, man.
Right.
All right. Our homeland would be Jerusalem. Israel. You know where Israel is? Israel is in the Middle East. By Africa. All right. So that was all right. Now give me the Leviticus. Right. We know y'all probably got to kind of this stuff.
Yeah, she got out of here.
Are we gonna give you something, man? Leviticus chapter 9.
No.
This book of Leviticus.
Real fast, and God is not choosing everybody to hear this.
Right.
That's why this is, this is the truth, man. Everybody don't get to hear the truth. Everybody is not gonna make it, sister. The people you hang with 20 years from now, you probably never gonna see those people again. Hey, I thought the people I grew up with, hey, I still be with those men right now. And those women. Yeah, everything changed. Alright? Now bring this up.
This book of Leviticus,
thought it
chapter
was up here
11
before. I
and
remember
verse
that.
7.
No!
And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
The swine is. The swine is big. You eat pork. Bacon. Pepperoni. It's good.
Though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
He is what?
He is unclean to you.
You know what?
Of their flesh shall you not eat, and their carcass shall you not touch. They are unclean to you.
So God said, according to the Bible, it will be a sin to eat pork. Alright? Now the so-called white man, he puts these bacon here, the baconator report. You got a baconator report. Now the so-called white man, he does that to entice you to sin. His job is to keep you in sin, man.
Right.
Teach.
Why? Because if you're in sin, that's the more you're away from your God.
Right.
Right? You're alienated from the Most High. You will be oppressed and in slavery. That's how these nations, they will take you down. You know?
These shall you eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters.
Now, you eat seafood? Nah. Not no more. Alright, now God said the only seafood you can eat what you remember up here from last time?
A lot.
A lot.
Taught me I was an Israelite brother. He was telling me about the dietary law.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. Praying.
Yeah.
Gotta pray. Private, right?
Yeah. You checked out the YouTube?
Yeah.
You learning on there?
I've been trying to teach, to spread that awareness.
Alright,
Not
so
the same.
you're an Israelite. We got our YouTube channel on there, so check it out. Yeah, on their flyer.
God help me, especially with the whole pork thing and the seafood thing. It was my sister's birthday a couple days ago. We went to some sushi restaurant. It was nothing but shrimp and all types of
Abomination.
Abomination and all types of stuff. And I had to search through the menu. My mom's been giving me crap. My family been giving me crap. What the hell's going on with me? And I'm just I try to show them the scriptures and stuff. They don't believe it.
They don't believe it.
They're gonna believe it.
Well,
It happens.
that's good. Read Jeremiah 3:14. Right. Give me Matthew chapter 10, verse number 34.
Happened to all of us, King.
Yeah. Well, you're in the beginning stage.
Yeah, you're in the beginning stage.
All right.
It's hard.
Yeah, God actually prophesied that this will happen.
Right.
Jeremiah 3.
This book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 14.
No!
Turn, O blacks, O
O backsliding children,
Right?
saith the Lord, for I am married unto you.
I what?
I am married unto you.
Right? So God is married unto the Israelites. You know what?
And I will take you one of a city,
I will what?
and I will take you one of a city,
Read.
and two of a family,
And what?
and
two of a family.
What God say?
and two of a family.
So God is not taking everybody, right? I tried to tell my mom about the truth. Imam, check this out. She said, oh yeah, I read that already. Everybody's not gonna get it. Why? Because the Lord, He's not choosing everybody. Give me 1 Chronicles chapter 28, verse 4. Right? Give me 1 Chronicles chapter 28, verse 4. God has a select, He has a select few who He chooses. And hold that, give me Matthew chapter 20 and 16.
Book of Matthew, chapter 20 and verse.
Matthew 20 and 16.
Matthew chapter 20, verse 16.
Read out.
So that the last shall be first, and the first last.
Right?
For many be called.
For what?
For many be called.
Meaning many be called. A lot of people is called. A lot of people know that, oh yeah, Israelite, yeah, I heard that. I heard that stuff before. Many are called, but what?
But few are chosen.
But what?
But few are chosen.
But what?
But few are chosen.
And you chosen, brother.
That's right.
The Lord, He don't choose everybody. For you to be chosen, I mean, that's deep. The Lord chose you. He could have, you got a brother. Yeah, the Lord could have chose your brother. Then He could have had you not get it. The Lord.
So I argued with my brother the other day, like we almost started fighting each other and stuff because I was trying to tell him about this.
Yeah,
And it just got crazy.
yeah.
He told me, fuck all this shit. That's what he told me straight up. So
See that?
I've been getting it back pretty hard.
It's all praises.
Everything that you're going through, brother, another man has already went through. The men in the Bible, they already went through that. Job, he already went through that. Yahweh Shah, he already went through that. Right? And everything is prophesied in the Bible. That's how you know this stuff true. Because prior to you coming into an Israelite, did you ever get into it with them like that? No. It's all of a sudden, as soon as you find out you're an Israelite, now you get into it. Now your mom got shrimp and seafood all in the bowl. Right? Bring this out of Matthew 10.
Book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. Verse 34.
Read it out.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
What?
Think not that I come to send peace on earth.
So Christ said, don't think I'm coming to send peace. See, this man, we've been taught that this man is coming to send peace. But do this man look like he's coming to send peace? Absolutely not. Christ said, don't think that I'm coming to send peace on the earth, read.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
But a what?
But a sword.
But a what?
But a sword.
Read.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother,
And the what?
and the
daughter against her mother.
Read on.
and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Right?
And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
And a what?
And a man's
Foes shall be they of their own household.
See that? So Christ said, I'm coming to set a man variance against his mother. The mom against the mom, the dad against the dad, the brother against the brother. And he said, a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Meaning, your enemies going to be the people that's in your own house. Those going to be the real enemies. Right? That's what the Lord said. So this stuff, you know, it get deep. Give me Malachi chapter 3, verse 16.
This book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 28 and verse 4. Howbeit the Lord God of Israel chose me before all the house of my father.
Now this is King David. David had multiple brothers, right? He probably had like 7 brothers. But David, he wasn't the only child. Read on.
To be king over Israel.
To do what?
To be kings over Israel.
So the Lord chose King David to be a king over Israel. Read on.
Forever. For he hath chosen Judah to be the ruler.
Yeah, what?
He have chosen Judah to be the ruler.
So first and foremost, the Lord chose the Israelites to be his people. Right? Right? Out of 18 nations that's on the earth, look at all these people. Guess what? The Lord only chose Yasharah, the 12
Right.
tribes. Right. Now, out of the 12 tribes, it get deep. The Lord only chose the children of Judah.
Right.
Some people might say, no, he chose Ephraim. But no, the Lord chose Judah.
All right.
You know what?
And of the house of Judah, the house of my father, and among the sons of my father, he liked me to make me king over all Israel.
See that? So within the 12, the children of Judah, he chose David's father. And out of David's father, he chose, out of David's brothers, he chose King David. Right? So the Lord, he's not choosing everybody, man. Everybody not going to make it. Now bring this up.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 16.
Go.
Then they that fear Yahweh spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened.
Come down to verse 18.
Verse 18. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked,
Right?
between him that serveth God,
Between what?
between him that serveth God,
Between a man that serves God and what?
and him that serveth him not.
See that? And that's the time you're coming into. Yeah, that might be your grandma, you know, your brother, your dad. But on a deeper level, really, you gotta discern between the man that serves God and the man that don't serve God. Alright? Give me Matthew chapter 12 and 48. That's what it comes down to. I don't care if my grandma, if she's wicked, man. Guess what? Hey, I'm not dealing with her. Right? Why? Because she's not serving the Lord. I don't care if my dad, I don't care if he's my dad, man. Guess what? He's not serving the Lord.
It's in the
Said
back.
what?
My mom said that there was like, because I tried to tell her.
All the way in the back.
Because she was making pork chops
Hand
and
warmers.
stuff. Like, I couldn't even eat dinner with my family. And I tried to explain to her like what was going on and stuff. And she was like, oh, well, I'll show you something later that says you can eat pork.
Yeah.
I've been asking her for like 2 weeks. She hasn't told me.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Don't be surprised if you pull out a Acts 10 chapter.
Yeah.
Right? Pull out Acts 10 and say, hey, what God has, hey, you can eat anything. Right?
First Timothy.
Yeah, First Timothy. Bring this up. 48.
Book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 48.
Go.
Hey, y'all believe in God?
No.
What's y'all history prior to 1619?
2 minutes.
I'm back. 2 minutes.
Right? All right, if y'all dykes, y'all gotta stop being dykes and repent, man.
Be a woman.
Yes, we said it. Read that.
Book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 48.
Yo.
But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother and who is my brethren?
Start at verse 46.
Verse 46. While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without.
Now you know who Christ's mother is. Mary, right? So Mary, she was coming against Christ. She said, "Hey, where is my son?" You know what?
Desiring to speak with him.
And she wanted to speak with him. Now this is his own mom. You know what?
Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brother stand without, desiring to speak with thee.
Now somebody told Christ, "Hey, your mom over there." Now this is what Christ said. Read.
But he answered and said unto him.
But he what?
But he answered and said unto him,
Read.
who is my mother and who are my brethren?
What did he say?
Who is my mother? Who is my brother?
Read it again.
Who is my mother? Who is my brother?
So Yahweh he said, who is my mom and my brother? Read on.
And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brother.
Right?
For whosoever shall do the will of my Father.
For what?
For whosoever shall do the
will of my Father.
Read.
Which is in heaven, the same as my brother and sister and mother.
See that? So the Lord said, hey, I don't give a damn about my mom. Whoever is, hey, if you doing the will of my Father, then you're my brother, man. Right. If you doing the will of my Father, then you my mother, man. Right. If you doing the will of my Father as an Israelite woman, then you my sister, man. Right? And I got physical sisters, little sisters, but they not really my sisters. The women in the truth, hey, they my sisters.
Right.
Right? I don't have no brothers, but hey, you got a physical brother. The truth is, he's not your brother for real. We your brothers up here.
Right.
We your brothers keepers, man.
Right.
Somebody, Lord willing, we'll lay our lives down for you if something happens.
Right.
So-called white man try to come up here right now. Hey, we standing up first. Right. Why? Because we are brothers, your mothers, your sisters, etc.
Right.
All right. Now bring out.
Say that.
You said what?
I go protesting sometimes with my friends because, you know, if I would have known all of this, I would be diving into it, you know, and all that stuff. But I was going out protesting, just like fighting for basically just to keep his place. And it was like 2 weeks ago, some white dude came up in my face and just started screaming, I'm the Antichrist, I'm the Antichrist, I'm coming to save you. And he just got all crazy. I was like, I just told him, back up. I'm like, bro, back up.
Yeah.
And then he got in my face, he's holding the bottle, slams it on the ground in front of me, like a couple blocks away from me. He was just trying to fight me. I'm just standing there, but my friends were there. None of them know.
Damn.
None of them.
They were just sitting there watching.
Yeah. They sat there, watched the dude break the bottle in front of me, screaming in my face, saying, I'm the Antichrist. I'm looking around, waiting for my homies to at least like stand next to me. You know what I'm saying? And just stand next to me.
See that? Hey, everybody not your friend, man.
Yeah, right.
Give me Sirach chapter 22 and 25, man.
Actions speak louder than words.
Right? Give me Sirach chapter 37 verse 1. See, everybody not your friend, man. And we reading this all of the Bible. Right?
Book of Sirach, chapter 22, verse 25.
Bring it out.
Hey, if we was there, Lord, we are standing up for you.
Right.
If we was there, that would never happen, man.
That's
Lord
right.
willing. Bring this up.
I will not be ashamed to defend a friend.
What God say?
I will not be ashamed to defend a friend.
What we gotta do?
I will not be ashamed to defend a friend.
Hey, Sirach said, hey, I will not be ashamed to defend a friend. Hey, this you got Jake, they be doing it. Jake get around some females, now he a whole nother person. He's saying, man, I got the new PlayStation 5, man. Right? I got like 20, I remember this one Jake, he said I got like 20 pairs of shoes. And I'm just looking at him like, brother, no you don't. Right?
Still waiting on my Balenciaga shoes to come in.
Yeah. Right? And that's how Jake is, man. Right? But you can't be afraid to defend a friend. You know what? How y'all doing, sisters? Do y'all know y'all heritage prior to 1619? Do y'all care to know?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
You know what?
Who shall set a watch before my mouth?
Read 25 again.
Verse 25. I will not be ashamed to defend a friend.
Right?
Neither will I hide myself from him.
See that? Neither would I hide myself from him. Give me Sirach chapter 6, verse number 14.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 1.
Go.
Every friend saith, I am his friend also. But there is a friend which is only a friend in name.
See that? That's a friend, but he only a friend in name. He only gonna be your friend because you popular, or because you up, or you got money, or because you the man. You know what?
Is it not a grief unto death when a companion and friend is turned into an enemy?
Right?
O wicked imagination,
Or what?
Oh, wicked imagination.
Right?
whence camest thou into cover the earth with deceit?
See that? Because the Lord could put a wicked imagination inside your friend to have them eternal. You know what?
There is a companion which rejoiced in the prosperity of a friend,
Right?
but in the time of trouble will be against him.
But in the what?
But in the
time of trouble
will
will
be
be
against
against
him.
See that? You gonna have a friend, he gonna so-called be your friend, but when all hell breaks loose, he's not gonna be there. It's like with your friends, all hell broke loose, they wasn't there for you. So you got some men, they just friends for their own occasion. Right? Give me Job chapter 2 and 11. There's a lot of precepts I'm thinking.
All right.
Right? And hold that, and give me Matthew chapter 26 and 47. Right? But you can bring out Sirach 6 and 14.
Book of Sirach, chapter 6, verse 14.
Right?
A faithful friend is a strong defense.
Hey, what?
A faithful friend is a strong defense.
Read.
And he that found such, it's like, and he that found such an one hath found a treasure.
See that? So if you find a faithful friend, guess what? You will find a treasure. We doing?
Nothing doeth can reveal a faithful friend.
Right?
And his excellency is invaluable.
Read on.
A faithful friend is the medicine of life.
Right?
And the way. It's like, and they that fear the Lord.
And what?
And they that fear the Lord.
Are you a nigga?
And they that fear the Lord.
Are you wicked?
And they that fear the Lord
Read.
Shall find him.
Shall what?
shall find him.
So the only way you gonna find a friend is if you fear the Lord. Right. Drake be getting backstabbed in the back and talking about, man, why I can't get a loyal friend? Well, brother, you selling drugs. That's why.
Right.
The only way you're going to get a faithful friend is if you fear the Lord. That's right. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And you got to
Escucha la palabra de Francisco.
All right. Yeah. Give me Matthew 26 and 27.
Why is he walking?
Now that happened to the Yahweh Shai. Right? Yahweh Shai, guess what? Guess what happened to him? Well, yeah, we're going to read about it.
Book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 47.
No.
And while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came with him a great multitude, with swords and staves, from the chief priests and elders of the people.
Now, Christ had 12 disciples. One of his 12 disciples was named Judas. Now, Judas, he coming up with a bunch of men. Imagine 40 dudes coming up to you, and they got swords in their hands, lanterns, candles. You gotta imagine it. They coming up to Christ. Read on.
Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he.
Right.
Hold them fast. And forthwith he came to Yahushua and said,
He what?
He came to Yahushua and said.
So Judas said, he said, hey, whatever man I kiss, hey, take hold of that man. That's the man you gotta take and capture. Read on.
And Yahushua said unto him, my friend.
He said what?
My friend.
He said what?
My friend.
And he called Judas his friend. He said, my friend. He said, friend. Read on.
That's deep.
Where art thou come?
He said, where art thou come? Read on.
Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua.
They did what?
Laid
Hands on Yahushua.
Read on.
and took him.
And what?
And took him.
That. So he got betrayed by his own friend that he sat at the table with. He was literally eating a Passover with him. Guess what? He got betrayed by that same man. Read on.
And behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand and drew his sword.
Now you actually had a Peter, right? A Peter, he was like that for real. He took out his sword and said, hey, back off Yahushua. Right, read on.
And struck a servant of the high priest's ear.
He cut off somebody's ear. Read on.
And smote off his ear.
Right.
Then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into his place. For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
Right.
Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels?
Right, that's it, man. Right, so Yahushua basically said, put up your sword. If I wanted to, I could call down 12 legions of angels and shut this whole thing down. But Yahushua knew that he had to do the will of the Father. All right? Now, we're going to show you how a true friend operates and conducts himself.
This is the book of Job, chapter 2 and verse 11.
No.
Now when Job's three friends heard of all this evil that was come up upon him,
Right.
they came every one from his own place.
Give me 1 Samuel chapter 18 and 3. Now, Job, he caught hell. Job, his wife turned on him, right? His damn kids got killed off. His cattle got killed. He got boils on his skin, right? Read on.
Eliphaz, the Temanite, and Bildad, the Shitite, and Zophar the Nemanite, for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him.
See that? So they heard what happened to Job. They said, hey, we gotta stop what we doing. Hey, Job, he in trouble. And they went to go mourn with Job. Read on.
And when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept.
Right?
And they rent everyone his mantle.
And they what?
And they rent everyone his mantle.
So they damn ripped his shirt. Read on.
and sprinkle dust upon their heads towards the heavens.
They sprinkle earth. Read on.
So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days.
7 what?
7 days.
7 what?
7 days.
Will anybody do that now? Let's say if you in trouble. Will anybody sit down for you for 7 days? Can you think of a man that would sit down? Let's say you in trouble. You might have just lost somebody you love, right? You get evicted, you lose your job. Do you know somebody right now that you can call up and then come over you and deal with for 7 days? No. See that? Read on.
And 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him.
And what?
And
None spake a word unto him.
See that? They fasted with him for 7 days and 7 nights, and nobody said nothing. You know what?
For they saw that his grief was very great.
For they what?
For they
Saw that his grief was very great.
See that? You need Proverbs chapter 2, verse 5.
We know.
See that? So they didn't say nothing for 7 days. Not a word. Right, what you heard? First Samuel 18. You can bring that out. First Samuel 18 and 3.
1 Samuel chapter 18 and verse 3.
Yo.
Then Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own soul.
Now, Jonathan and David, they were best friends, man. You know what?
And Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him
And what?
and gave it to David.
And what?
And gave it to David.
And then what?
And gave it to David.
So Jonathan, hey, he loved David so much he damn took off his clothes and gave it to King David. Right?
That's right.
Nobody will give you your clothes now. You ask somebody for $2, he say, hey, I don't got it. Go get it somewhere else, man. Jonathan literally took off his clothes and gave it to his brother. You know what?
And his garments, even to his sword, and to his bow, and to his girdle.
See that? You know what?
And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him and behaved himself wisely.
That's right. See that? So Jonathan, hey, you know, it's up there, but me personally, I believe Jonathan, besides Yahushua, he had the best brotherly love. Right?
Right.
So hey, Jonathan was on fire, man. Give me 2 Samuel chapter 1 and 25. Bring it to Bill. Proverbs chapter 20, verse number 6.
This book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 6.
Hello?
Most men will proclaim everyone his own. God.
Start that from the top.
Most men will proclaim everyone his own goodness, but a faithful man who can find.
But a what?
But a faithful man who can find.
Right, every man will proclaim his godliness. Yeah, I'm a guy, right? A woman, you might have to be dealing with a woman. She said, hey, I'll ride. But a faithful friend, who could find it?
Right.
Why? Because, you know, a lot of people, they deceive. Man is corruptible.
Right.
You can never believe a man. A man might say, hey, I love you. Well, brother, I don't know that. If you say you love me, guess what? You gotta show me that you love me.
Right.
And the way you show your brother that he love you is by what? Give me 1 John 5 and 2.
No.
Right? We not dealing with that word love. You got that I love you spirit. Yeah, I love you, man. I love you. Brother, you gotta show me you love me, man. Right?
Book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 2.
No.
By this we know that we love the children of God.
That we what?
That we love the children of God.
So this is how we know we love the children of God. Yeah?
When we love God and keep his commandments.
When we what?
When we
Love God and keep his commandments.
I mean, it's simple. The way I show I love this brother is by loving God and keeping his commandments.
Right.
By keeping his commandments, I know not to hate my brother in my heart. Right? I know to watch out for him, check on him, see how he's doing. Right? These are all characteristics. So the Lord said, a faithful friend, who could find us? Give me Proverbs chapter 19 and 4.
Nasty. Bring that out.
Right? Proverbs chapter 19 and 4. You can hold that. And give me Sirach chapter 6 and 7.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 19 and verse 4.
No.
Wealth maketh many friends.
What God say?
Wealth maketh many friends.
God said wealth maketh many friends. Right now, brother, if you received $1 million, you know how many people would want to be your friend? Just off your money. But we reading this out the scriptures. It says wealth maketh many friends. We don't want.
But the poor is separated from his neighbor.
But the what?
But the poor is separated from his neighbor.
As soon as you go to a lower state, now nobody knows you. Nobody remembers you now. You just forgot, right? Nobody want to stay down when the times is hard. But wealth making many friends, right? I'm pretty sure you probably in kindergarten, came to school with a piece of gum, or you had some candy. Everybody like, let me get some. As soon as you don't got no candy though, they not talking to you. That's the scriptures say it. Talk about that, man.
Yeah.
How y'all doing, family? Y'all believe in God? You got 2 minutes to learn something according to the Bible?
Minutes.
Let's bring this up.
Book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 7.
Yo.
If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
Do what?
Prove him first.
God accept it.
Prove him first.
God said if you will get a friend, and you gotta prove him first.
That's right.
I can't, just because a brother got on prejudice, he say, yeah, I'm an Israelite, but I'm from the tribe of Levi.
Hold on, brother. Come with the
You
word,
can't
King.
really believe that, brother. You gotta prove them first. Okay, are you keeping the commandments for real? Are you sincere? Or are you
Blacks,
just doing
Hispanics,
it
and
for,
Native Americans are the chosen people of God.
You
And we're
gotta-
teaching our
everybody
people how to
gotta
get back to our
proof.
kingly estate.
Why? Because the Lord ultimately, He's gonna prove you.
Yeah, that's a whole
Alright.
other camp. So we split up around the city.
And
So
be
this is
not
our base
hasty
right here.
to try to
You
him.
believe in the
And
Bible?
what?
And be not hasty to try to him.
Right? You got certain men that be hasty to credit.
Right.
Oh man,
I
that
think
man.
that without
And he know Revelation the 12th chapter.
Hey, that's exactly what it is.
That
Now,
man, that brother.
based off the nationality of
No,
your
you
father,
don't know that. Yeah,
what would you
know
call
that,
yourself in the
But
society?
he freaking off at 2 in the morning, doing
You
God
so-called
knows what.
Mexican?
So you gotta prove everybody. You know what?
You'll be from the tribe of Issachar.
For
it's
some
what
man
the
is
Bible
a
teach you,
friend for his own occasion.
For what?
For some man is a friend for his own
Get
occasion.
you a flyer,
See
King.
that? Some man is a friend for his own occasion, right? Let's say if it's
We
your
God's chosen
so-called-
people. We got to keep His commandments to get back to our
Okay,
kingly estate.
quinceañera.
The reason we're at the bottom of society is because we broke
Y'all
His
celebrate
commandments.
quinceañera?
You know?
Yeah. Let's say if it's your so-called quinceañera, right? Which we can't celebrate because birthdays is a sin. Let's say if it's a quinceañera, everybody gonna try to come. Oh yeah, you ain't invite me. Oh yeah, let me come. Let me slide through. Some man is a friend for his own occasion. Let's say you got money, or you just got a new car. Now they want to be your friend. You know what?
And will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
And know what?
And will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
Read it again.
And will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
See that? A fake friend, he won't abide in the day of thy trouble. You gotta make sure you have a brother. When things go wrong, he's still gonna be there. He's still gonna be 10 toes down, right? If you're not gonna be 10 toes down, you don't need that man around you. Right, read on.
Verse 9.
Hey.
And there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach.
Right?
Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction.
Right?
But in thy prosperity, he will be as thyself.
It will what?
He will be as thyself.
See that? In thy prosperity, when you start prospering, you know what?
If thou be brought low, he will be against thee.
It will what?
He will
Will
be against thee.
You know what?
And will hide himself in thy face.
See that? Then he just disappeared. Stuff go bad. And then the brother just disappeared. As soon as something go right though, he calling your phone. You're like, hey, where you been at? Right? I just got evicted. You say, oh yeah, man, I was in San Francisco, man. We had a ball, man. But brother, you wasn't with me when I was down. You didn't even call and check me.
All right.
All right? So, hey, that's your friends. But you got to make sure you prove a friend. All right? Now, 2 Samuel, bring that up. 2 Samuel chapter 125.
2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 25.
Go.
How are the mighty fallen in the midst of the battle?
Right?
Oh, Jonathan, thou wast slain in thy high places.
Now, Jonathan, eventually, he got killed in battle. Right, you know what?
I am distressed for thee.
Hey, sister, you know your nationality? Sister, you know your nationality? Do you know your nationality, though? You know what?
I am distressed for thee.
What King David say?
I am distressed for thee.
Right?
my brother Jonathan, very pleasant hast thou been unto me.
Right?
Thy love to me was wonderful.
Thy what?
Thy love to me was wonderful.
Hey, David said Jonathan's love toward him was wonderful. He had that brotherly love. You know what?
Passing the love of women.
Doing what?